So let's talk about what insulin resistance actually means in plain language. Think of insulin as a key. Every time you eat, your body produces this key to unlock your cells so sugar from food can get inside and become energy. When you're insulin resistant, those locks get rusty. The key doesn't turn as easily. Your body has to make more and more keys, more insulin, just to get the same job done. Over time, that wears your system down. Blood sugar creeps up, energy drops, weight clings to your midsection like it's been glued there. For people over 60, this matters enormously. Insulin resistance isn't just a stepping stone to diabetes. It's linked to heart disease, memory decline, chronic inflammation, fatty liver, and even certain cancers. The Centers for Disease Control estimates that more than 40% of American adults have some degree of insulin resistance, and after age 60, that number climbs even higher. But here's the hopeful part. Insulin resistance is reversible. Your body wants to heal, and when you make changes, even modest ones, your cells start responding. The problem is that standard blood tests like fasting glucose and A1C are lagging indicators. They're like checking the rearview mirror. By the time those numbers shift, your body has already been improving for weeks. So how do you know it's working? You listen to your body. Let's go through the 8 signs one by one. Sign number 1, your cravings quiet down. Remember those afternoons when you'd eat lunch and by 2 o'clock you were standing in front of the pantry reaching for crackers or something sweet? That desperate, almost shaky feeling that said you needed sugar right now? When insulin resistance begins to reverse, one of the first things that changes is the intensity of your cravings. You'll notice it subtly at first. Maybe you walk past the cookie jar and don't think about it. Maybe you finish dinner and don't need dessert to feel satisfied. The urgency fades. Here's why. When your cells were resistant, sugar couldn't get inside efficiently. Your brain kept getting the signal, "We're starving in here, send more fuel." So you craved quick energy. Bread, sweets, chips. As your cells become sensitive to insulin again, they actually receive the fuel you're giving them. The panic signal stops. Many seniors ignore this shift because it happens gradually. They think they just got used to eating less. No, your biology changed. That's a victory worth noticing. Sign number 2, you stop crashing after meals. This one is huge. If you used to eat a meal and then feel like you needed to lie down, that heavy, foggy, eyelids drooping exhaustion 30 to 60 minutes after eating, and now that's fading, pay attention. That post-meal crash happens because insulin-resistant bodies overproduce insulin in response to food. All that excess insulin causes your blood sugar to plummet after the initial spike. It's a roller coaster. Spike, crash, spike, crash. When insulin sensitivity improves, the spike gets smaller, the crash gets shallower. You eat lunch and you just continue your day. You can run an errand after dinner without needing the recliner first. Your energy becomes something steady rather than something that swings wildly between meals. If you've noticed this shift, even slightly, your cells are listening to insulin more efficiently. That's real, measurable metabolic improvement happening inside you right now. Sign number 3, your waistline starts shifting, even if the scale doesn't now. I want to be very specific here. I'm not talking about dramatic weight loss. I'm talking about your pants fitting differently. Your belt moves one notch. The slight softening of that hard, round belly that's been there for years. Visceral fat, the deep fat packed around your organs in your midsection, is both a cause and a consequence of insulin resistance. It's metabolically active, constantly releasing inflammatory signals that make insulin resistance worse. When insulin levels begin to drop because your cells no longer need as much, your body finally gets permission to tap into those visceral fat stores. The scale might not move much because visceral fat doesn't weigh as much as you'd think relative to its volume, but your shape changes, your waist measurement shrinks, clothes feel looser in the middle. That's not water weight, that's your body dismantling the very fat that was driving the disease process. Grab a tape measure, wrap it around your waist at your belly button, track that number every 2 weeks. It often moves before any blood test does. Sign number 4, you wake up feeling actually rested. Let me ask you something. How long has it been since you woke up and felt genuinely refreshed? Not just, I slept 8 hours, so I should feel fine, but actually clear headed, calm, ready to move. Insulin resistance disrupts sleep architecture. High insulin levels at night interfere with growth hormone release, increase nighttime cortisol, and contribute to sleep apnea and frequent waking. Many seniors have accepted poor sleep as just part of aging. And yes, sleep does change as we get older, but the quality shouldn't be miserable. When insulin resistance reverses, nighttime cortisol drops, inflammation calms, your body moves through sleep cycles more effectively. You stop waking at 3 in the morning with a racing mind. You wake up and your joints feel less stiff, your head less foggy. If you've recently noticed that you're sleeping more deeply, fewer bathroom trips, less tossing, waking with more energy, that's a metabolic signal. Your hormonal environment at night is improving. Sign number 5, your skin clears and changes texture. This is one most people never connect to blood sugar, but your skin is an organ and it reflects your internal chemistry with surprising honesty. Insulin resistance often shows up as skin tags, those small, soft, flesh-colored growths that appear on the neck, armpits, and under the breasts. It shows up as acanthosis nigricans, dark, velvety patches in the folds of your skin, especially around the neck and groin. It shows up as generally dull, dry, or easily irritated skin. When insulin levels normalize, existing skin tags may not disappear overnight, but new ones stop forming. Dark patches lighten gradually over weeks and months. Your skin starts looking more hydrated from the inside. Wounds heal a little faster. That stubborn fungal patch between your toes finally clears up because your immune system isn't constantly overwhelmed by inflammatory signals. Look at your skin. Compare it to 3 months ago. If things are calming down, clearing up, healing faster, your metabolic health is trending in the right direction. Now, if you're over 60 or caring for an elderly loved one, I want you to understand something. This information could genuinely change the trajectory of someone's health, because the number one reason people abandon healthy habits is they don't see results fast enough. They check their A1C, it hasn't budged, and they think, why bother? But these body signals I'm describing, they're the early evidence. They're proof that the effort is paying off long before the lab catches up. So if any of these signs are resonating with you, keep going. Don't stop. And please, share this video with someone who might be on the verge of giving up. You might keep them in the fight. Let's continue. Sign number 6. Your mental clarity sharpens. This is the sign that surprises people the most, and honestly, it's the one that brings some of my viewers to tears in the comments. Brain fog, that feeling of thinking through wet cotton, forgetting why you walked into a room, losing a word mid-sentence, struggling to focus on a book you used to enjoy. Many seniors assume this is early dementia or just inevitable cognitive aging, and sometimes it is age-related, but very often it's metabolic. Your brain is the most glucose-hungry organ in your body. It consumes about 20% of all the energy you produce. When insulin resistance affects the brain, and research now confirms it does, neurons can't access fuel efficiently. They sputter. Connections slow down. Some researchers call Alzheimer's disease type 3 diabetes because insulin resistance in brain tissue plays such a significant role. When systemic insulin sensitivity improves, your brain gets fed properly again. The fog lifts, words come easier. You read a full chapter and retain it. You remember where you put your glasses. You feel like yourself again, the sharp, capable version of yourself that you thought was gone forever. That's not a small thing. That's your brain coming back online. And it often happens weeks before fasting glucose drops a single point. Sign number 7. Your blood pressure starts drifting downward. Here's a connection many people don't realize. Insulin resistance and high blood pressure are deeply intertwined. Excess insulin tells your kidneys to retain sodium. Retained sodium holds water. More fluid in your bloodstream means higher pressure against your artery walls. Additionally, high insulin stiffens blood vessel walls and ramps up your sympathetic nervous system, your fight-or-flight response, which constricts vessels further. So when insulin resistance begins reversing, your kidneys start releasing that excess sodium. You might notice you're urinating a bit more frequently for a week or two as your body sheds retained fluid. Your ankles might look less puffy. And if you check your blood pressure at home, which I strongly encourage, you may see the numbers drifting downward by 5, 8, even 10 points on the systolic side. Many seniors are on blood pressure medication and assume the pills are doing all the work. But if your home readings start consistently running lower than usual, low enough that you feel lightheaded standing up, talk to your doctor. You might be improving to the point where your medication dose needs adjusting. That's a wonderful problem to have. Keep a simple log. Morning blood pressure, same arm, same time, before coffee. Watch the trend over 4 to 6 weeks. Sign number 8. Your hunger normalizes and meal timing becomes flexible. Remember what it felt like to be genuinely hungry? Not the panicky, shaky, I need food now or I'll snap at someone feeling, but actual, calm hunger. A gentle signal from your stomach that says, whenever you're ready. When insulin resistance is active, your body lives on a blood sugar tightrope. Miss a meal by 30 minutes and your hands tremble. Your mood plummets. You get irritable or lightheaded. That's because your cells can't efficiently switch to burning stored fat for fuel. They're dependent on a constant incoming supply of glucose. As insulin sensitivity returns, your metabolism becomes flexible again. You can eat breakfast at 7 or at 9 and feel fine either way. You can get absorbed in a project and realize it's been 5 hours since you ate and you're comfortable, not starving, not shaking, just normally, peacefully hungry. This metabolic flexibility is one of the hallmarks of a healthy insulin response. Your body remembers how to burn fat between meals instead of desperately demanding more sugar every few hours. If you've noticed that you can go longer between meals without distress, that your relationship with food feels calmer, less desperate, your insulin signaling is healing. Let me gather all 8 signs in one place so you can take stock. 1. Your cravings for sugar and carbs have quieted without willpower. 2. You no longer crash into exhaustion after eating. 3. Your waistline is shifting even if the scale hasn't moved much. 4. You're waking up feeling genuinely rested. 5. Your skin is clearer, healing faster, producing fewer tags. 6. Mental fog has lifted and your thinking feels sharper. 7. Blood pressure is trending downward on its own. 8. Hunger feels calm and you can go longer between meals comfortably. You don't need all 8 to be happening at once. Even 2 or 3 of these signs appearing in the same time frame is strong evidence that your metabolic health is improving at a cellular level. The labs will follow. They always do. Give them time. Now, what keeps this momentum going? A few things that research consistently supports for people over 60. Walk after meals, even 10 minutes. Post-meal movement helps your muscles absorb glucose directly, bypassing the need for as much insulin. It's one of the simplest, most effective tools available to you. Prioritize protein at every meal. Chicken, fish, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese. Protein stabilizes blood sugar, protects muscle mass, which is your primary glucose disposal site, and keeps you satisfied longer. Manage stress in whatever way works for you. Chronic stress pours cortisol into your bloodstream, and cortisol directly raises blood sugar and worsens insulin resistance. Prayer, gardening, time with grandchildren, a warm bath, deep breathing, anything that brings your nervous system back to calm. Sleep matters profoundly. Even one night of poor sleep can temporarily increase insulin resistance by up to 30% the next day. Keep your room cool and dark. Limit screens before bed. Give your body the restoration it needs. And finally, be patient with yourself. Metabolic healing is not linear. You'll have good weeks and harder weeks. What matters is the trend over months, not the fluctuation day to day. I want to leave you with this thought. Your body is not betraying you. It's not broken beyond repair. Every single day you make a choice that supports your metabolic health, every walk, every balanced meal, every good night of rest, your cells are responding. They're adapting. They're healing. The lab numbers will catch up. They're just slow reporters. But your body, it's already telling you the truth. You just have to know how to listen. You're doing better than you think. Keep going. If this video helped you understand your body a little better today, I'd be grateful if you'd hit that subscribe button. We put out new content every week focused specifically on health after 60, real information, no gimmicks, no fear mongering. Share this with your spouse, your siblings, your friends at church, anyone who might be working on their health and feeling discouraged by slow moving lab results. Sometimes all someone needs is to know that their effort isn't wasted. And drop a comment below. Tell me which of these 8 signs you've noticed in yourself. I read every single one, and your experience might encourage someone else who's watching today. Thank you for your time. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next one.